Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to another day with your host, Ranger Matt, the PE Slick podcast guy. Slick, a better you. How is everybody doing out there in the fanville today? This is going to rock like we're in 1999. You feel me? And I ain't talking about the Prince coming on board. No, no. Mm-mm. All right. Ranger Matt is here. The guest is here. We are going to be cooking today, baby. Did you know? Let me break this down to you fans. Did you know that the very first Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton in the museum was first around in 1902? That's when it was first discovered. Fast forward to years later, we got a fluffy, lovable character that changed America forever. It definitely changed my life. And fans, amazing people worked on the show. And let me tell you, we are still celebrating it today. And fans, if you don't believe me, take a look at this.
Great day for counting. Come on, let's practice. 1, 2, 3. It's a great day for counting. You can always count on me. Here we go. Playing outside is so much fun on a beautiful day out in the sun. But I look up and what do I see? 9 little clouds drifting over me.
Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. That's German for good day, ladies and gentlemen.
I love your dress.
Why, thank you, Kim. It's called a dirndl. And sometimes ladies in Germany wear dirndls on special occasions. I was just telling stories.
So, what can we expect today? Because I'm telling you, I am set for this podcast. Let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. I think we need a good director to help me direct this. Let's get him on board, ladies and gentlemen. My good friend Fred Holmes is here. What's going on, Fred?
I'm thrilled to be here.
I am too. I'm glad to have you aboard, my friend. Let's keep this party going, ladies and gentlemen. The man who helped put Barney together with the format of everything, Mr. McGee Smith. Hey, McGee.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This is popping right now.
Great.
Let me see. Let me see. Who else we got here? We got a writer on board. Let me get her on board. Sandra Payne is here. Hey.
Everybody.
All
Hey
right.
there.
And then we're going to go ahead on. We got the Shelly Aubrey is here. Hi.
Right.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Shelly.
Hey,
Hey, Shelley.
Fred. Hi, Mickey.
Now we got to get the kids on board now. Let's see here. We're going to have some amazing kids here. One of who is a special guest. My first guest on board today is Tia and Tamara. I'm just kidding. It ain't Tia and Tamara, sister. No, I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, the twins themselves, Ashley and Monet.
Hello, everybody. Oh, my God. Thank you
Hey.
guys.
Let's see here. We got Mr. Curtis himself, Monte. What's going on, brother?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
Good to see everybody.
Yeah.
And last but not least, our own surprise guest. I am thrilled to meet her, Mrs. Kim. Danielle Vega is here.
There she is.
Hey.
This is great.
Man, I am. How is everybody's day going so far? Is it hot where y'all at, or is it cool? What's going on?
We're having gorgeous weather in the Chicago area. I'm just saying.
It's humid and hot in Texas.
It's beautiful
Yeah,
out in
man.
LA.
Oh, wow. I bet.
He's in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man, let me see here what we got going on here. Well, so far, this is the first group folks that are here. But before we get deeply into this, I'm going to put out right now for the fans and for everybody. Marissa says hello to everybody who played Hannah. She's out of town with her family. Her and Sarah Hickman, who played Kristen on the show. Both of them say hello to everybody. But man, I'm just loving this. I am loving this. Monte, Danielle, it is a pleasure to meet you guys. Y'all have no idea how deep of a fan I've been of Barney. Everybody else here knows, but man, I'm just swimming with this. When was the last time you've all seen each other like this?
Monte, We saw each other when I lived in
2008?
LA.
Oh,
No,
that's right.
before
Yeah, after you
that,
moved
when they
here.
came over, yeah. But we
Yeah.
just moved, and it's been 8 years since we lived in LA, so it's been a while.
I haven't seen the twins. Yeah, I haven't seen the twins since. I mean, we filmed.
Barney, I guess.
Yeah. Literally.
I haven't seen any
And
of
we
them.
missed the other reunion.
Worked with them. Yeah. I haven't seen any of you kids in since
Years.
you were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Fred since he had hair. I mean, that was the last time I
Too, but
You know, if we had
so where is everyone else located?
I'm in a little town called Winsboro, which is in northeast Texas.
Nice.
Los Angeles.
Okay.
Dallas.
And I am still in Coppell, which is a suburb of Dallas. I moved here. Yes, I first bought a house in Coppell when they were first started shooting at the studios in Las Colinas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fred, did you say Allen? You're still in Allen?
No, I'm in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's home. Yeah.
When I'm in town.
Sandra, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually packing up and we are heading to Montana soon. So I'll be moving away from LA, but not leaving the industry, just writing from afar a little bit.
Mm.
So,
Montana, that ought to be great.
Those people moved to Montana.
pardon?
A lot of LA people moved to Montana. I've got several friends who moved there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exodus. Like we are definitely following the lead of a lot of people, but it's changed a lot. So and you can write from wherever you want, so that's kind of a pleasure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Me, oh my, the fans are blowing up my chat. They are excited to see everybody here. They are saying that it's a throwback to the video, It's a Great Day for Counting, which is one of my favorite videos going back home. Well, let me do this. I'm gonna try to do it clockwise. Danielle, since I haven't spoke to you and Monty before, this is my first time talking with you too. How did y'all get involved with Barney?
Well, for me, it started off as an open call audition that was advertised in a newspaper. They were looking for kids for a children's show. It wasn't specified, what the children's series was actually going to be. I was in an acting class at Young Actor Studio, which was in the Dallas area. When I was around, I think I started when I was 7 or 8. And we went to the audition. My mom took me and we waited outside. The line was around the corner. It was like in the shopping center area. And I think that I had roughly somewhere between 3 and 5 auditions. It was a pretty long audition process. And when I got the call that I had actually booked, they told me later that I think they took a while in deciding because they wanted me to be a part of the traveling the tour group rather than the actual PBS series at first, but then later decided that they wanted me to be one of the regular kids on the show. But that was a lot of fun. And another fun fact is that David Joyner, who was the actor in the Barney suit, was my acting coach at the time at Young Actors Studio. So he didn't have any say, I guess, in who booked the series, but still a fun little tidbit of information that I was working not only, with my acting coach, but someone who later became a really good friend. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of, I'm sorry.
How many seasons did you do?
I think I did 3.
3?
Yeah, 3. It always feels, it's crazy that it was almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
my memory is not the best by far.
And I was very young.
We all were.
We all were, yeah.
Yeah.
What you mean? Y'all still young. What you talking about? Everybody here in their 30s right now.
When we talk about you, Barney, we feel very, very young.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, what was that? Monet Marier. It was because, well, I started in the tail end of the second group of kids.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I worked with Tasha. I worked with the group that Min was a part of. Although I wasn't, I was in Barney Sensational Day. That was the last video of season 3. And then I officially started in season 4 and went through season 5, I think. I don't know. I was looking at it the other day and now I've completely forgotten because
because we were introduced
and
yeah, we were introduced with the old cast or the cast prior to us, and then we came in on the seasons that we did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and then there were
we were all auditioning at the same. Was it the same open call? Monte, were you at the open call?
I was at an open call, but I don't think it was because I joined with the same time Jeff and Austin.
You're right.
It was the 3 of us. Yeah, you two were already there because I remember my first day on set was you two and David Joyner. I wasn't actually. I was just coming to I guess watch the filming for a couple of times, and the 2 of you were there, and then David. And I remember he was telling me that he was the prop master. I'd never met him before, and he was like, "Yeah, I work with props and everything." And then turns out he was actually Barney.
In typical David fashion. That's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
The twins and I go back even before Barney because we worked on Wishbone and we were on several projects.
Yeah.
I've known you guys since you were just little bitty, tiny little things.
Oh, yeah.
And you were always cute.
Yeah.
Well, I worked with Jeff too, right? I think
you did.
Yeah, on Prayer Bear, right? Didn't you?
Yeah.
We did Prayer Bear a couple other times.
Amazing. I've forgotten all about those things. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, speaking of which, I did come prepared. Oh, so my dog, they weren't getting the shot. I came prepared because I was going to say that Fred, you and the ladies, the twins, have something in common. I came prepared with it this time. Let me see if I can get that going.
What's the story, Wishbone?
He jumped, scratched, but he couldn't get up. The calabash got in his way.
Hey, what are you looking at? Hello? If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Anansi, he knew he had to get to the top before his trick was discovered.
Anansi, sir. I just thought if you put that calabash behind your back instead of in front, I bet you can climb that tree.
Well, the girl was right, and Anansi, he knew it.
That's great.
Wow, that's so fun.
You remember that set? I mean,
you're muted.
Yeah, that set was gorgeous.
It was well put. Every show around that time was well put together. Wishbone, Barney, it was a great team of everybody that helped put everything together. Danielle, I gotta tell you, I heard your voice in one of the episodes. I got the clip here, and when I heard it, it became one of my favorite Barney songs. It's a song that you personally sung. I got the clip right here. It was you and Barney.
But you could use a little water. Here you go. What makes a flower so pretty? How does it cheer up your day? I think a flower is most beautiful when it is given away. There you go.
What? Whoa, that feels good.
Barney!
Hi, Kim. What makes a flower so pretty? How does it cheer up your day? I think a flower is most beautiful when it is given away.
Aww.
I remember these songs like they're stuck in my head.
Yes. It's like you don't sing them every day, but then as soon as you hear it, you're like, I remember every lyric,
every single word. Yeah.
And then you break into a dance move or something.
Sometimes, you never know what happens. Oh, that was a fun episode. Yeah, I loved singing on the show. That was my first experience going to the studio to actually lay down the tracks and stuff like that too when we had to do that. So that was always a fun experience.
McGee, what was it like putting all that together with the episodes and the songs? Like, what was going through your mind when you was looking at everything that the talented kids and Barney everybody was doing?
Well, it was always a little bit of an adventure. What are the pieces going to be like? And how's everything done? Generally, we shot with 3 cameras, and we made 4 recordings with 3 cameras. So you had each individual camera and then the switched version, which you went by. And we would, first thing to do is sync all the takes up, and then we would just try to find the takes that had the best performances. And it was always it was always fun trying to mix things up. And looking back at those clips originally back then, I'm always amazed at the special effects trying to do stuff. It's so different today doing stuff. I mean, everything was on videotape machines, and you had to get everything running in sync. And it was like one tape was the picture, and then another tape would be the colors part of the Barney appearance, and then a third machine is actually just black and white stuff that would cut the hole for the colors. You don't have to do any of that anymore.
No. Wow. Y'all had to work a lot harder.
Yes, and getting the songs to sync up, we actually had to create a new system that had not been done before, where we would have 2 different kinds of what was called time code. They don't even use time code anymore on the machine, so that we would have one time code that was for the song, another time code that was for the actual tape, to get everything and make everything sync up so that we could cut back and forth between everything. But it was always, there was always a plan going in. And sometimes we would sit down, and I, for one, always started with the takes that were like, somebody would say, okay, that's the circle take or the mark take. And I always started with those and went through. And we were on a fairly, if you're working on a television show, it's not like doing a movie when you have unbelievable amount of time involved. With a television show, you got to get it done, because the next show is coming in the next week, and you got to get it done and get it cranked out. So I would start with the selects, and then depending on how much time I have, go back and look at some of the other takes. And the other takes, often that was where the outtakes would come from, because there was something, it was always fun putting together the outtake reels for each series.
Oh, and I'm sure there was plenty of blooper reels. I'm sure everybody, I've heard the stories from Bob West, him, Julie, and Patty, and them with the kids, and then I'm sure looking like you probably laughed your heads off working with everything.
Oh, it was always great fun watching and then sitting in there, and Fred knows it. On occasion, we would cut the blooper into the show during when screening something. Just cut it in to see if everybody was awake.
That's
something like having Baby Bop's the shield that went over the, she was a triceratops, so the big triceratops shield would fall off sometimes. And the funny thing is, the best one of those outtakes was it fell off right at the end of the song. So Baby Bop kind of did that pose you always do at the end of the song, the ta-da, ta-da, and it was beat, and it just fell off.
Oh my God.
We had numerous outtakes of Barney taking the dive, because we would, especially when we started shooting in Carrollton, and we had that caboose on the park. It had these front steps, and Kerry, who was inside the costume at that point in time, couldn't see his feet. We would do these entrances where he'd have to come down those steps going really fast, and we would be telling the kids, and I'm sure Danielle can remember this, tell the kids, don't get killed.
Watch out.
Whoa.
If he's falling down, he cannot. He has no control of
Well,
where he
him
is.
going
falling.
down and Jeff Ayers' baby bop plowing into the back of him. We've got a lot of
Oh yes. Well,
riding
there
right
was
into
one.
his tail.
It was when we had the treehouse set, and nobody. If you're in those suits, you couldn't see out very well.
No.
And whoever was the leader tripped and fell. And then the next two, right coming up behind, just tripped over the one in front of them and then tripped over the one in front of them.
And of course, we would always have the running voices commenting on that. You know,
play by play.
Yeah, play by play that made it.
One of the Matt, one of the other fun things we did is that we, as a team, we celebrated the holidays. And one of our best holidays was Halloween. And we would have the kids, everybody would get dressed up, and the kids would go trick-or-treating around all the different departments at the studio. And I remember one year, you remember this, Danielle?
Yeah.
One year we had in where the voices were, they had their own little room. And we had, who was it that was sitting in the chair? I can't remember. Someone was sitting in the chair and they had a pumpkin full of candy. And so I brought the kids in, and Victoria, remember Victoria Lennox? And Victoria was in the front, and she comes up and I said, now you can pick out some candy, whatever you want and everything else. And the guy that was sitting in the chair, do you remember who it was? I can't remember who it was, but it was sitting in the chair. But he was in this whole costume, so you couldn't see him. You just saw what looked like a ghost holding the candy. And so the kids thought, okay, this is a setup. They're just going to try to scare us. And I said, come on. It'll be okay. Just take some candy. And so the kids go, Victoria was in the front. She comes up and she's looking at this guy. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. They just called us. We have to go back to the set and shoot. We'll come back after we finish this scene, and you can get some candy then. And so we went back to stage with this scene. And when we came back, and I said, okay, go get your candy. And Victoria walked up and reached for the candy. And the guy in the costume goes, "Rah!" and he yelled. He jumped 10 feet off the floor.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
And all of y'all were laughing.
Oh my goodness. Well, before I get to my two ladies here, Shelly and Sandra, our famous twins here. Now, which one is Ashley? Which one is Alyssa? Which
This is your test, Matt.
Oh, here we go. It's like the blooper reel. Now this is going on the blooper reel. Oh man, let me see. Ashley, let me see. We got another guest joining us here. Let me see. Here he is.
Hello.
Jeff.
I am a little bit late. I am celebrating my nephew's 1-year-old birthday party. So
It's all good. Welcome aboard, Jeff.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I was trying to solve a puzzle as to figure out which one is Ashley and which one. Can you help me out here, bro? Which one is Ashley?
Danielle, do you know? Ashley.
Ashley.
Now see.
And Alyssa was Monet, but then sometimes they would play the same role. So boom.
She would be Ashley too.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
it was kind of a trick question.
I know.
It's true.
They got me good when I interviewed them. It's
I'm like, no, I can get this. Fred.
Hey, it's been too many years, guys.
Who's Marie and who's Monet right now? Can you tell who's Marie and who's Monet right now?
It's too small on my screen to even tell. But you look.
Nice one, Jeff. Nice one.
And
I think Monet's on the
when she was Erica,
left.
so I go way back.
Monet's on my left and Marie's on my right.
Yeah, that Marie.
Me.
So we're looking at
Monet.
you here. Yeah.
You got it, Monte.
Oh,
very good.
I'm impressed.
So Ashley.
I don't know how I figured it out.
And Alyssa.
Well, speaking of which, let me see here.
Hi, everybody. It's Ashley. Here I am. Wait, is he over there? No, I'm over here. Oh, I know what's going on. Me too. There are two girls that look the same, but they must have different names. They're twins. Ashley has a twin. That's right. Everyone, this is my surprise. My twin sister, Alyssa. Hi, everybody. Hi, Alyssa. I should have guessed that you were twins because one of you is wearing a red hairband and the other isn't. We do that so people can tell us apart.
I love that you guys are wearing a similar outfit today too.
Right. Well, let me get to my two ladies here, and then I'm gonna get to Jeff. Sandra, what comes to mind when you see everybody here, and what was it like being a writer on a powerful show like Barney? Because we can all vouch that Barney was better than Sesame Street, right?
It was like a absolute pleasure to be a part of the Barney world when I was in Texas, and I just am still to this day so grateful that I got to participate in helping be a part of a show that affected so many children's lives around the world. And so I know a lot of people don't probably know me very well because when you're a writer, you're sort of off in the distance. And I was more around, I did work a little bit on Wishbone, but I did it as ancillary products. So I wrote their puzzle books and I wrote games and I wrote things like that. And I was in the office when like Wishbone was downstairs being filmed. So I got to go get snacks when they were having craft services. So that was really good. I'm all about snacks. And then, but when I was, yeah, but when Barney was filmed in Las Colinas, I got to go to the set and I got to meet Fred. But it was like just brief and not very frequent. So the things that I do remember though about being a participant in is how lovely everyone was that was a part of the show. And I think that comes through when you watch the show. It's such a warm feeling because everybody was great. It was,
including me too. Am I great?
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing it back into the sphere because I feel like it was like some of the content from on television is evergreen, and I feel like Barney's evergreen. You don't have to retire it. You can, if you can find an episode and watch it, it's still relevant. It's still fun to watch, and it's still something that can light up people's day because it's got great messaging. And I love nowadays that when I tell people I used to write for Barney, in the olden days, when there was a lot of marketing around Barney, adults would sort of eye roll it, which I always thought was sad because you're like, look, it's for kids, it's not for you.
Exactly. Most of the time, they probably had never even watched the show themselves. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. Well, probably they had their child stuck in front of the TV as a babysitter for Barney, but they would not admit,
Right. Yeah. But they were cynical about it back then. And nowadays, what I love is people like you, Matt, where when you say, I used to write for Barney, and then they light up and they're like, Barney was a part of my childhood and I loved it. So that part is just so delightful. I love that I got to be a part of a show like this.
So Shelly, what was it like coming aboard this dynamic group of amazing, wonderful people that came together that helped make Barney possible? And did you work close with Miss Penny?
I started out not with her, but then I got to be her assistant. So for one season, 2 seasons, I think, I was her assistant. So that's where I knew these gals from because I was kind of wrangling them.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many memories are flooding in right now. This is awesome.
Yeah. In fact, one time I got in trouble because I was back playing games with you guys in that little room we would have to go in, and all of a sudden it's very quiet, and we were supposed to be out there, but I was playing some kind of slap game or who knows what with the kids. So that's the atmosphere. And I started out only 2 days a week doing what they just, I don't know. I think they wanted to create something for me. They were taking pity on me or something and wanted to give me a job. And it was called Dialogue Coach. And I would have them and we would go over their dialogue and all that. And from day one, I wanted more. I wanted to be on set all the time. So things worked out, and Penny had hired a nightmare of an assistant, and she was having a hard time with this assistant. And I heard about it. And so just finagled my way into being her assistant.
Get it. That's
What,
awesome.
remember her? Is that what you
Well, awesome.
No, we remember going through the dialogue with the coach.
That was a joke, wasn't it?
No, we had such a deep accent.
Oh, yes. Which was always so crazy. You know, they want to take Texas away, but they wouldn't take the Bronx out. They wouldn't take somebody to New York, but they didn't want to take Texas accent. So we would work on that, trying to not be so twangy. Mostly we had a good time just playing in there, doing little games. But yeah,
Well, howdy.
After a while, I got to, Penny went on the road more, and I took the performance director. And it's just a dream. It was just great. Yeah. Working with the people that I worked with, it was awesome.
All right, Jeff, your turn. Now, what do you recall about your Barney years with these amazing people?
Gosh.
Now, it's not just me and you this time. We got the game with us.
That's right.
I have to interrupt.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are because you're an adult and I can't tell who you are.
What?
Sorry.
You got a throwback, Matt?
Yes, I do, Jeff. I got you, buddy. I got you right
really
here.
like being near the water. And there's a lot more room out there, too. You're right, Danny. He is getting too big for this aquarium. What's wrong, daughter? I promised this frog if he got my golden ball out of the pond, then I would be his friend.
Well, everybody needs friends, even frogs, and a promise is a promise.
Do you see anything?
Yeah, I think I just saw something moving on the playground.
Maybe it's my bear. I'll be right there.
Hurry, Stephen. Whatever it is, it's moving. Any sign of the bear?
No, I don't see him. We made it over the mountain, and still no bear. Following a map.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
There you are.
Yes, little Jeff.
Hey.
That was talk about a trip down. It's I can tell you it is a rush of memories to see everybody here, which is great. And so hello, thank you for letting me crash the party a little late. My
It's all good.
I mean, honestly, they're all wonderful, and I'm sure the other kids that are on the call, it's one of those things that you get asked all the time when it comes up. They're like, what was it like? Was it this terrible experience? Or, just like, I'm sure it was like, was so-and-so happening? And no, I mean, all of my memories were A+. Like, we were treated so well. We had so much fun. I mean, it was still a job. I tell people all the time, I'm like, we were working an 8-hour job every single day. And it was work behind the scenes. When you go home, you learn your lines, you study your choreo, but it shaped the rest of my life. Like I credit my time on the show with kind of setting me up for success in the rest of life. You learn how to interact with adults, but you learn who you are. You develop in a way that very few people at that age are able to do. And it was because we had great people around us, like the people around this call. And it was just one of the best experiences of my life. So,
Well said.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, Matt, I think one of the reasons why by the time the kids got to the set, they had been through several castings. They had been through Barney Camp.
Barney Boot Camp.
Remember Barney Camp? Yeah. And then where we would actually put a episode up. We'd pretend we're doing an episode with the camera guys there, and we'd talk them through it and teach them how not to get stepped on by the dinos and all those kind of things.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I think, the thing that by the time we had that core group of kids, they were the best of the best. And I appreciate, you saying that, it was because we were so helpful, but it's because you guys were great. I mean, you would show up prepared. You would know your choreography. You would know your lines. You would know your songs. You knew what you were doing, but you were also disciplined and you cared and you tried to do a good job. And to me, the thing that I remember most of all about our kids is how much fun we had.
Yeah.
Every morning everybody would start the day with a hug. And nowadays, you can't hug them, hug your kids because you love your kids and you want what's best for them. And you're out there to not just take care of them, but to make sure that they look good so they were proud of what they did.
Yeah.
And so that core group of kids, that's what made the show. I mean, I'm thrilled to death I was a part of it, and I'm sure all of us can say we're thrilled to death to be a part of it. But from my standpoint, I did the least of the job. The hard job was being 8, 9, 10 years old and walking onto a TV set and having to do a job every day, in and out, whether you were sick or feeling bad or having a hard time at home. You showed up and you did your job. And I love every one of you guys. I mean, you guys were what made the show work.
Fred?
Fred, too. You made it
Fred?
so easy and fun for us, Fred, to work through. It's just like a
You made it easy.
Stop me if I'm wrong, Fred, but to my knowledge, we never had to stop shooting for cast kids to learn lines.
No, I was thinking the same.
No. I mean, never. More than once, we had to stop for various guest adults to go back and okay, let's pause a little bit, take 5, and go over the script. But this group of kids would go through, and it's a half-hour show, but our shows didn't have commercials, so it was 28 minutes and 46 seconds. And because that was what my whole life was based on. No, it has to be 28 minutes and 46 seconds, and not anymore. This is my daughter.
Aw.
Yes, she is 7. These are all people who worked on the Barney show.
I'm 7.5.
Sorry.
7.5.
Good thing
Well,
we
you
know
were-
about
you
that
were-
half year.
You were great the kids were great to work with, which always seemed like they, you enjoyed coming to your job.
Yeah.
In the time I was working there was one stinker. And we had to get rid of this stinker. But that's in a long list of kids.
Yeah.
And just that's amazing to have something like that. And you enjoyed, and we enjoyed working with you because you looked like you enjoyed working with us. It wasn't any kind of fake or anything like that. So made it easy, made it fun.
So my second, this is like a core memory. Speaking of, and the second episode that I was in, so it was series 400, and it was like, I made it through the first episode, which is like, you're cutting your teeth on it. Episode 2 rolls around, and I had not either like memorized my line for the day or something. It was during rehearsal, and Miss Penny, may she rest in peace, God love her. She pulled me aside at the end of the day. And like a parent does, and she looked at me and she was, Jeffrey, she was like, "You are never going to show up to this set not knowing your lines ever again." And it was not like it was it was stern, and I cried like a bald. It was this kind of. I remember this feeling of like, oh my God, I've let her down. And
it was more disappointment rather than like a parent coming down on you in a harsh way.
Exactly.
I had a similar experience, and Miss Penny was the one who kind of set me straight. Because I was going to say it was my first episode with you, Fred. The first TV episode that we did together, and during prior to getting on set, on the actual set, when we would have the table read, when we would have, the rehearsal stand up in the studio with the just the blank stage, learning the choreo and our markings, I did not know my lines, and I was not prepared, and I think I spent like 2 days like struggling through it. And as soon as, Miss Penny was like, okay, everyone put your scripts down, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like just like internally freaking out because I knew I did not know. And I was the only newbie on set at that time as far as the kids go. But when I tell you, as soon as we walked onto the actual sound stage where the set was, I knew every single line and I was on it. And she took note of the difference and let me know that she was happy for me. And I was like, I'm so sorry, it will never happen again. But it was that exact same feeling. I'm even sweating now, like thinking about it. Because it was like, I was 9. It was my first real job. And I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I've already disappointed somebody. And oh my God, I just feel so small. You know what I mean?
I do remember at some point I told the kids that I had a guy named Luigi that we had chained up behind the sound stage, and if they didn't do the lines right, he'd come out and break their legs.
Oh my God! From getting these kids into doing this, I don't remember
the loving, nurturing,
Fred.
My memories of Fred were just like, he's like a father figure. He's great.
Well,
y'all should see Fred Holmes after hours at the midnight. He's
clearly.
During all the screenings of the rough edit or the first edits, because we would have the sounds from the studio as opposed to replacing it all with better quality sound effects and the real mix of the music. And always in every song, continuously, you would hear this voice in the background going, "Smile!"
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And because, I mean, the kids are trying to remember they're trying to remember lyrics, they're trying to remember choreography, and they forget to smile.
saying smile.
Yes. and it was it was various people, mostly Miss Penny, but various people on the set going, okay.
That was it. That was her.
But it was overall like it was like working with the family, and it was like I never dreaded coming into work. It was always a lot of fun.
I was just gonna say, any set I've been on, even as an adult now, I know it always brings me back that Barney set was so. It felt like everything was in order. It was together, or it was, and if it wasn't, we just kind of just made it a fun. Oh, oopsie, that's not wrong. Let's all fix it. But we all worked together, and it was. We showed up. We looked forward to every week we were there. Yeah. And we cried when it stopped because it was just like you say, a family. And I don't know. You treat everybody. We were kids, but then. They enjoyed being around you. You know how some people just steer, oh, those are the kids. They're over there, and then we're the adults. And it wasn't like that,
Y'all would even sit next to us at lunch.
Yeah, at lunch and talk to us.
There was nothing harder than having to say goodbye to one of the kids that had been with us for a while. And it broke my heart every time.
Well, I gotta tell you, I got a clip, and Sandra, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. There is one celebrity that was a Barney fan.
But you were a children's writer, and you wrote for Barney the dinosaur. I'm so excited.
I totally did.
We lived around Barney. We went to see Barney's show and all that, and we didn't even have kids. We just No, I love Barney.
Thank you so much.
They're not doing original Barney.
No, he's retired.
He's gone to the old dinosaur home there.
Yes. The fun never stops at Wheel.
Subscribe here.
That's awesome. That's great.
It was amazing how much he loved Barney. He was so sweet. He talked to me about it throughout the entire show.
That's cool. So Sandra, did you win any of that money? You still got it at the bigger wheel?
I won $22,000 in cash and prizes.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle with the guy next to me, which normally I'm really fortunate. There's like one person who wins it all. No,
Yeah.
the guy next to me was amazing, and I was like, "Dang it, why am I on this show?"
That's cool.
I know.
Yeah,
I was to be on
fun. It was really fun, and it was fun to meet Pat. So
I've got.
Yeah.
We're about to open presents, but I just want to say hello and goodbye, everybody. Thank you for inviting everyone for letting. I just got back to Facebook after like years. I was locked out of it. So if you're friends, please connect with me. I'd love to catch up with every single one. I got my.
It's cutting in and out, Jeff.
You're cutting in and out.
Send me, Matt. You have my contact information. Please share it with everyone on this call. I would love to catch up with each one.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay.
That would be great.
And
where are you? Where are you? Dallas?
I'm currently in Austin, where my sister lives, but I'm living in Atlanta. So I'm in the.
Oh,
wait, you're where?
He lives in Atlanta. Atlanta.
We're moving to Atlanta soon.
Wow.
Yes. My fellow
boy.
Mustang. We gotta get together.
Come on. Come
It's
on.
on like flan.
Right. I'll see you. Bye. Miss you. Love you all. Thank you.
Bye.
Guys.
Bye.
See you, Jeff.
And
Bye, Jeff. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I also have to leave because I, believe it or not, when it rains and pours, I have another podcast that I get to be on. So I'm off to do a podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, so great to see everybody.
It was great.
Yeah,
It was great seeing you.
Thank you
Good to
so
see you.
much.
Bye.
Enjoy Montana.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. I
Yes.
hope to. And if I could figure out how to unlock myself, I would leave.
You're not leaving. You're staying put. We're locking you in.
Bye-bye, everybody.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Well, let me see. Everybody else, y'all good? Everybody else good?
Okay.
We're good? Okay. Let me see here. Well, Monte, I got a flashback for you. I was going to say, my bad, brother. I didn't forget about you too. I got moments with you as well. Let me
Now
see.
that's what I call a sunny smile. Now, where is that other box? But it's
Hi, everybody.
Barney!
Hi there.
I was giving Barney a ride in the truck. Come on, it's a great day to play. You're right. It is a beautiful day to play. It's a great day, a beautiful day, the kind of day that makes me want to say, I'm glad that I'm alive, I'm happy to be me, and that's the way to be. When we exercise, we keep our bodies strong and healthy.
That's right.
Well, we know that shampoo.
That's great.
Yeah, you would use the very first episode I was ever in.
I did my research. You know, the reporter in me, the Ranger reporter in me came out. Well, let me ask all you guys. What is a favorite Barney song that stands out to you guys that y'all know off the top of your head?
You are special. Yeah. That's the one I always go to.
Mr. Sun for me.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like
you are
Giggle,
special.
Gaggle, Wiggle,
That-
Dance. Oh, sorry.
But I sing in the mornings. You never let the water run.
Every day is a ritual, Monet.
Yes.
Shelly?
And
oh gosh, I don't know. They've all said some good ones. I like anytime. Recently, Fred and I mentioned this on Facebook not long ago. We now both get to share all of this with our grandkids. We have twins that they're 4 years old, and they love, and they've actually seen me on it. I got stuck in there as an extra one day. And, so singing all those songs with them, but we were just doing the other day popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pop, never stopping and the thing is, you can almost find a Barney song for just about any part of your day, if you're with kids, especially. You'll start doing something, all of a sudden you just
Hey.
song.
The cleanup song.
Clean up.
Yes,
I
we
do
do
that
that
all the
just about
time.
yes,
every day. My
when
daughter.
when I'm trying to clean with the kids, we sing the cleanup song. Yes, she has found we have various.
Oh, that's your
from,
daughter bringing them in. That's awesome.
Yes, yes. These are all from The Big Surprise.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
All of
There.
them. We only have a Barney. I don't have
If you remember the studios in Carrollton, just a second. Yes, yes, I have one of the life-size Baby Bop dolls in another room. But in my son's room, attached to the wall, is the Barney that was the plywood cutout Barney that was Barney as a train engineer. You remember in a hallway in the studios in not in Las Colinas studios in Carrollton.
Oh, in Carrollton.
I ended up with that when we left.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
my daughter has I have a bigger Barney, bigger than the smaller plush ones. And she loves carrying that around. She'll be 2 tomorrow, but she loves carrying
Oh,
this Barney. I'm like, okay.
It's fun to see them enjoy what you put together.
Yeah.
That it's another couple of generations.
See, it's a shame. It's a shame the show still isn't around, so we can get all your kids to be in the show. See?
Oh, I know my
You
little
know, they have
Sebastian
a
would
great
love
big reunion show with them and their
And the
kids.
kids.
There it is.
Oh, I would love that.
There you go, Matt. That's what you got to do.
well, we're going to see what happened. I'm in touch with everybody, so
I'll tell you,
Danielle, I
Matt.
gotta. Well, I'll tell you
Hey,
afterwards.
Matt, the song that sticks in my head is the "If All the Raindrops."
Yes.
The reason why. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Come on, we do it together now. One time I was in New York and they were doing the live show at Radio City Music Hall, and we got to go and we sat on the very front row, and they did that song. And as they were doing that, and the kids were all going the thing, I turned around and looked, and there's 2,500 kids with their heads back.
Yes, doing it.
It was amazing.
It's so impressionable. A lot of the songs were just they stuck in your head and were so impressionable.
Yeah.
Oh, don't I
Every
know it?
part
I
of
had
life.
a,
Yeah.
don't I know it? I had a habit of playing Just Imagine and Mr. Sun in the car. Oh, well, back in the day when we had cassettes. What's a cassette?
We know what cassettes are.
Yeah, what is the cassette?
Yeah. Do you know
the
what the cassette is?
First time I
Walk
saw that though, all the raindrops song, and there was the kids going back and singing. I remember telling Cheryl, I said, "Well, if parents weren't mad at us before this song."
Right.
Daniel, I got to ask you. There is one thing I saw that you did prior to Barney, and I was going to ask, what do you remember your experience of? You did "I Love You" on, was it American Idol?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't, it was, I wanted to sing, okay? I don't have any other, I'm trying to rack my brain as to why, but, it was yeah, I had my experience on Barney. And in order to get attention, I was, I saw this, speaking of advertisements, in the olden days of how things were advertised, I was at home and looking for something to do with my time. And on Craigslist, someone had posted an ad about wanting to follow someone's journey in auditioning for American Idol. So I responded to the ad, and they thought that it was cool that I had this angle of being a kid on Barney and Friends. So when I got into the audition, well, that part of the audition where we were in front of, the celebrity judges, he was like, would you mind dressing up as like a dominatrix? And I was like, well, as long as it's still tasteful, because I still had my morals, you guys. So, and I've danced my entire life. You put on a costume, you do your job. It is what it is. Like, as long as I'm not soliciting any sort of services that are, you know, you know, not based on what I would do as an individual that I'm not going to regret later on, then I'm okay. And yeah, so they asked me while I had no intention of singing anything related to Barney. I mean, I knew that I was going to be asked about it because it was on my information sheet, but yeah, then they asked me to sing Barney and Friends, and I think they actually said that I sang that song better than I did In Vogue. But yeah, so I was like, well, that's funny. But as soon as I got to the Hollywood round, I was like, I didn't want to be the Adam Lambert of that season because, you know, he had the alternative look, and he progressed in that season of the show. But I mean, he's also an amazing performer, has an amazing voice. I just didn't want to have an angle as a performer. And so I did a 180 and went as myself, and they didn't even show my my singing clip from that audition. And I think that was intentional, because they knew that they wanted, you know, every show there's some sort of intention behind everyone that's chosen. And I think that the intention behind having chosen me was to make me that performer, an Adam Lambert and a Lady Gaga type-esque singer. And I didn't want to be that. So they just showed the clip of me getting cut and being upset and crying.
Oh.
But it is what it is. I will never live that time of my life down, and it's fine because it was fun. But yes, that was me, and I sang the I Love You song in a dominatrix outfit. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
You have made Barney's day, I gotta say.
I think Neil Patrick Harris was like, you know, when I said, he's like, what's the intention here? I was like, I want to show that Barney kids grow up. And he was like, yeah, to be naughty little girls. And I was like, oh my God.
I was just going to say,
I have to say bye. I'm sorry.
We did good.
I have to say bye.
Yeah.
Oh,
bye, man.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I love you all.
Love you
Good
too.
to see you.
You.
Bye-bye.
So what you don't know, Danielle, is the revamp of Barney. That's the angle they're going to take.
I'm ready for it. I still have that outfit somewhere at my mom's house.
Wow.
No, probably not. The whip is probably there. That's it.
See, that's why. See, look, that's why How I Met Your Mother got canceled, because he made that statement.
I'm not saying anything, but it's out there.
And ladies, I gotta give a shout out to y'all. Y'all was in Crooklyn and just celebrated its
We
anniversary.
did our 30 years of that movie. So that was the first movie we ever did. Yeah, it was May 13th. Yep. And we keep in touch with the cast, and Spike Lee, one of the girls, keeps really close in contact with him. So she'll let us know how, and he was really excited. He says we're still going to do something to just kind of celebrate, because that was one of the movies that was really monumental for him. And even now, he said it's really one of the ones that, you know, everybody just really loves. So he wanted to do something for it. Get the cast together, and you should see everybody on that set now. That was on that set now, all grown up.
Wow. Monte, what have you been up to since Barney?
I moved to LA. I didn't really pursue anything acting wise after Barney, so just been working and doing woodworking as a hobby. That's my my side gig now. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah,
man.
Okay, I have to. Sorry.
What's up?
Well,
how long have I?
What happened?
Since 2008. Moved out in 2008.
2008. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2008. Yeah.
I was going to say, one of my favorite memories of you, Monte, is being in the classroom. And there was, I don't know where you got this word from, but it would tickle me to death. Shababala. Do you remember that word? You would go crazy saying this word. You were like, sha-la-la-la! You would run after everyone in the classroom upstairs. And I would just like laugh to the point of almost peeing in my pants. It was hilarious.
That's probably what got me in trouble all the time too. I would always be in trouble in the classroom.
The classroom was fun.
It was fun. I loved the classroom.
Yeah. I can't remember the teacher's name though.
Miss Kimball.
Miss
Diane Kimball. Oh wait, no, Diane.
No, Diane Gillum.
Gillum,
Yeah,
and then
was our
but Miss Gillum was the
yeah.
Which
Miss
is-
Kimball. Aw.
yeah.
Well, guys, I did a very special montage of Barney from '88 till 2010. You're going to see various clips of everybody from Barney, including you guys, and some stuff I took from the movie and put in as well. So this is a special tribute to everybody with a little help from my good friend Celine Dion. I think everybody knows this.
I get wings to fly. Oh, I'm alive. When you call on me, when I hear you breathe, I get wings to fly. I feel that I'm alive. When you look at me, I can touch the sky. I know that I'm alive. When you bless the day, I just drift away. All my worries die. I'm glad that I'm alive. You've set my heart on fire, filled me with love, made me a woman on clouds above. Couldn't get much higher. My spirit takes flight, 'cause I am alive. Oh, when you call on me, when I hear you breathe, I get wings to fly. I feel that I'm alive. I am alive. When you reach for me, grace and spirit inside. God knows that I'll be the one standing by through good and through trying times. And it's only begun. I can't wait for the rest of my life. When you call on me, when you call on me, when you reach for me, when you reach for me, I get wings to fly. I feel that when you bless the day, when you bless the day, I just drift away. All my worries gone. I know that I'm alive. I get wings to fly. God knows that I'm alive.
That was great.
That was great.
That was
Wonderful.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was emotional for me putting that together because I was looking at every moment and almost everything of those I had on tape. The very first tape I had of Barney was Barney in concert, which was the year I was born, '91, and giving my age away. And up until Barney's Night Before Christmas and What a World We Share. So it was a big part of my childhood. I got the picture with me and Barney.
Yeah.
And Barney on the cake. And
Aw.
the only living Barney merchandise I still have, waiting for Santa in 1990. I found that in the Goodwill store,
Aw.
and it was a big thing. It touched everybody, including me, and this has been a blessing and a pleasure having all you guys here. Fred, I gotta give a special shout out to you because when I interviewed you, I told you I had this idea of getting everybody together doing this documentary, and you said when I wanted to do it, reach out to you, and here we go. Who knew?
It was good. It was very good.
And I saw some of y'all reactions. We gotta give a shout out to Stella. She was a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
I have
Nothing.
to say
I
she was
started
the
tearing up as soon as I saw her.
she was probably the best dressed person y'all had on the show. So many outfits she had.
Run around the world. A great personality.
It's really, for all of us who were there for a long time. I was there for 15 years, and to see those people that I worked with and were so close to and did feel like family, and a lot of them are gone now. And it's hard from that standpoint. But when I look at all of you guys, fresh faces, and I see you now with you're building families, and you're doing good things in your life, and you're being decent people. One of the tenets of my life has been don't export what you don't import. And I had always felt like if our kids weren't having a good time and our kids didn't feel loved, we had no business turning out a show that would tell other kids to feel loved. And so I'm just so proud of you guys and the people you've become. And I hope 50 years from now, when you look back, you'll look back at us with fond memories.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you're still gonna be here in 50 years, aren't you, Fred? You still?
I'm afraid I won't be. I'll be gone 40 years.
I don't think of that. I don't want to think of this.
I love you guys, and I miss being with you, and I'm just so proud of the work we got to do together.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
next time we're all in Dallas, please let's have a reunion in actual.
We do. We say it, but we really. I hate we missed the last. There was one. I think a group that got together before, and Moy and I just missed it. I'm locked out of Facebook, so I wouldn't know. But Moy's there. We always use her.
Yeah, that was a while back. That was in 2008, I think. Whenever or 2009, we all got together, all the kids.
Oh,
that?
Oh, yeah.
In Dallas, yeah.
Oh,
We had a lot of us there. It was
yeah,
fun.
Jeff was able to make that one too.
Yeah.
Well, that's showing my age because 2008, 2009, I was in high school. Gee whiz. Gee whiz.
I tried to reach Mira, but she said she was in New York she's got two girls. And she said she wasn't able to make it, but she was good to hear from, hear about this. And she hopes to be at one in the future. So,
yeah. Hope you keep doing it, Matt.
Yeah.
I won't,
Well, get us all. Be a bigger group.
I am. I'm going to make an announcement about that at the end of this. When we're not live, I'll make an announcement about that one. But we gotta give a shout out to. I spoke to Jim Riley. He says hello to everybody.
Yay.
And also and also Julie Johnston, who played Baby Bob. She is on the road going. She's going to see her son's play today, so she's on the road driving today. So she wanted to say hello to everybody, and also Eric Norberg, one of the camera guys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can do this right. I'm going to angle it right. I'm going to make certain the twins know because we're not going to do it. What was the question?
Why do y'all look worried?
I know, right?
Where's now?
I'm going to zoom in on each one of y'all. And is there a personal message y'all want to say to the fans? So let me see if I can zoom in on one by one.
Are we first? We're first. Oh, no, Monte, you go.
Oh, no, me first. Yeah, I think just, now more than ever, what Barney taught us is really important. And appreciate the fans all around the world. I still get, reached out to by a lot of them, and it's just nice to see, how Barney's a mainstay even today. So, yeah.
Oh God, I'm next. Okay. Um, never lose hope in yourself, and always be yourself, and always do things that you're going to be proud of, and just always have that recognize the magic that you have, that you bring to the table, and never be afraid to sparkle. I love you.
So our message would be to wait. Okay, go ahead. Okay, to have fun. Oh, that was mine. We're twins. Okay. Always have fun, guys. Always, even as an adult, sometimes you just have to let that inner big kid out. Mm-hmm. We love all the fans. We thank you. We thank Matt. I mean, there's plenty of more kids that grew up with Barney, and we're just so grateful that we had that experience and that we got to be with a group of people that could make magic. Yeah. And the other thing is the value of what Barney holds was so special. And it made us feel special. And I know it made so many kids around the world feel special. So I really like that, that message that it gave out and what it made you feel like special.
Well, one of the things that I am convinced that made Barney so able to connect with kids was the fact that at the end of every episode, he looked dead into the camera and said, "Remember, I love you." So take a moment every day, find somebody, look at them, and tell them that you love them.
The world can be a scary place. And I think what I would say to all our fans is to remember that there are more good people out there than bad. And the message of Barney that that we care about everyone, that we treat everyone with respect and kindness, and that we try to include everyone, that message is even more vital today than it was when we made the show. And so I want you, all of you out there who are watching this show, I want you to be the change, be the next generation that reaches out and makes this world a better place.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job.
Say amen.
Awesome job. I know, right? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had a special one that was coming today, but it's not coming till 10 o'clock at night. I was like, I'll leave. But we gotta do it just right. I came prepared. This is the last video for today. We gotta do it just right.
I'd even say it's a tradition. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you, you love me. We're best friends like friends should be. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Barney, I'm so glad you shared this tradition with us.
Oh, thanks. And let's make this a tradition too.
Yeah, this is a great tradition.
Aww.
Well, guys, I gotta say, this has been a blast. I've enjoyed doing this. I've had the pleasure of getting my feet wet again, doing another big reunion show because it's been 3 years since I've done one. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for coming together doing this. It's been a blast. Danielle, Monte, it was a pleasure. First time meeting y'all. We got to do a one-on-one on my channel so I can talk to y'all a little longer and more about y'all time in the entertainment business. But twins, Fred, McGee, and then Sandra, Shelly, Jeff, I know they left, but everybody involved. This has been a blast. So let me close up the show, and I'm going to talk to y'all one-on-one afterwards. So wave goodbye to the fans.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Whoops. Wait. Okay, here we go. It's a lot of folks. Guys, thanks again for tuning in for your host, Ranger Matt, PE Slick Podcast. Please join me again next time. I got 2 more guests from the Barney Canon coming to join me in June. One guy was on the tour, and another guy did the production design. So we're all going to talk in June. So please stay tuned. We're going to have more coming aboard, and we're also going to maybe do something down the road. I will announce that later. But make certain you subscribe also to the Movie Ranger Express. That's my YouTube channel where the movie documentary is on, because I'm going to keep posting more deleted scenes and anything else that might have been cut from the movie and anything else and so forth. But thanks for tuning in. It's been a blast, and God bless you guys. Stay safe, stay strong, and y'all be good now. You're here. Goodbye, everybody.